My name is Marcus Steele, and I never imagined that what I thought would be a playful, daring moment at the office holiday party would turn into one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. Because when my wife, Veronica, stepped into the room wearing that sharp red dress and that sly, confident smile, I could sense immediately that she was aiming to push boundaries. She greeted me warmly, her eyes sparkling with mischief. And then, in front of several colleagues, she began a conversation. With an intensity that made me uneasy, laughing loudly at my jokes but clearly performing for the attention of someone else in the room. Her lover, Alex, who leaned casually nearby, clearly enjoying every glance, every exaggerated gesture, every whispered comment, all while my stomach sank deeper with each second. I watched as Veronica, emboldened by the alcohol and the energy of the party, started making subtle, pointed insults toward me under the guise of joking, teasing my work habits, my old-fashioned sense of humor, even my appearance, while maintaining a flirtatious tone for Alex, and I felt a strange combination of shock, humiliation, and anger, the kind that twists your insides and makes your hands clench before you even realize it. But the moment that made my pulse skyrocket, the moment I truly understood the danger of the situation, was when she leaned in to whisper something in Alex's ear, smirking at me as if expecting me to be powerless or embarrassed, and I took a single, calm breath before stepping toward her, voice steady but heavy with warning, "Veronica, you need to stop." She froze, caught off guard by the tone, and for the first time in months, or maybe years, she saw something in me that she had never fully acknowledged, a quiet, controlled fury, a presence that didn't rely on shouting or dramatic gestures to command attention. My colleagues paused, sensing the sudden shift in the room, the tension that had replaced the festive atmosphere with something sharp and palpable. Veronica laughed nervously, trying to brush it off, but I kept my eyes locked on hers, letting her know I wasn't going to participate in her game, and the air between us became almost unbearable, charged with the unspoken reality that what she had been doing, mocking, flirting, and insulting simultaneously, was not only unacceptable, it was dangerous, because it crossed boundaries I had never tolerated before. Slowly, I guided her toward a quieter corner, away from the crowd, and calmly asked her to explain herself, to tell me why she thought this behavior was okay, and the smirk faltered, replaced with panic, shame, and confusion, because she realized in that instant that her little performance had backfired spectacularly. The man she had assumed would be flattered or passive was neither. She stumbled over words, attempting excuses about drinking too much, about office fun, about harmless flirting, but I interrupted gently, saying that no amount of alcohol or humor justified the humiliation of someone who trusted her, or the blatant disregard for the vows we had shared. Alex, noticing the shift, stepped back cautiously, and for the first time, the dynamic changed. Veronica was no longer the one in control, the center of attention. I was, simply by holding my composure, my voice, and my presence in a way that demanded respect. By the end of the evening, the party continued around us, oblivious to the silent confrontation, but the tension remained, a quiet reminder of what had happened, and I knew things could never return to how they were before, not because of anger alone, but because the trust and assumptions she had relied on had been irrevocably shaken. In the following days, we had long, difficult conversations, discussing boundaries, respect, and the consequences of crossing lines, and Veronica admitted, finally, that she had misjudged the situation, that her behavior had been reckless and cruel, and that she had underestimated the depth of my patience, my composure, and, yes, my ability to react decisively when the moment demanded it. That night, I realized a powerful truth. Respect is not won through intimidation, flirtation, or manipulation, but through the consistent awareness that actions carry weight, and that crossing someone who values themselves and their integrity comes at a price. One Veronica would never forget, and one that ultimately reshaped our understanding of each other forever.